Sometimes you just don't want to use the whole oven, or if you're cooking for a crowd, you may need a little extra baking real estate. For those times, a countertop oven is handy, and more than just a vintage-style toaster oven, a multi-purpose countertop oven can make the investment even more valuable. And when it gives you those nice grill marks, that's a bonus. But if this also happens, is it a problem or operator error? The Cuisinart Air Fryer Toaster Oven with Grill is a device that aims to replace a handful of small appliances in your kitchen. I'm Erin from Tech Gadgets International, and I recently received one of these ovens from Cuisinart to test and review here in my home. While the company did provide it to me at no charge, it didn't ask for or receive permission to approve or view my content in advance, so these thoughts are all my own. Let's start off by unboxing this oven to see what you get, and that's going to lead us into how it works and how you can use it. The Cuisinart Air Fryer Toaster Oven with Grill is the biggest thing in the box, and it is big. It's just over half a cubic foot, weighs 23 pounds, and it measures about 16 inches wide, 14 high, and 12 inches deep, so you are definitely going to want a dedicated space for this. If you are going to opt to keep it out on the counter, it's also a good thing the oven is fairly streamlined and nice looking with its retro dials. Also in the box, you get the air frying basket, a standard baking pan which doubles as a crumb or drip tray, and a grill plate. The grill plate features a two-sided design, with one side being more of a flat griddle and the other side being more like a lined grill. The grill plate also has drip holes which help channel unwanted fats and oils into the drip tray below. All of the trays and accessories will store inside the oven, or you can leave them out on top. With a handful of settings, you can prepare all sorts of snacks and meals, from main and side dishes to sweets and desserts. The Air Fryer Toaster Oven with Grill will warm, bake, grill, toast, air fry, and broil. It's also got convection cooking options for both broil and bake too. If you're thinking the air fryer convection oven may seem a little dated since it doesn't have a touch screen, which many newer devices have, you're not wrong, but this might have been a smart choice. Touchscreens can burn out or become less functional if they get dirty. The 4-dial control system here is easy to use, and follow me along here as I hopscotch through it since the placement does seem a bit random. First, you'll set the 3rd dial to the cooking method you want, then choose the temperature by rotating the 2nd dial, and finally the cook time gets set by turning the 1st knob. Now if you pick the toast method, there's a separate timer for that on the far right, and it corresponds to the darkness of the bread. Turning the oven on will activate the cooking indicator light on the front. You can also press the button below that light to switch on an interior oven light. The interior measures about 12 inches wide and 12 deep, which is enough for 6 slices of bread or 6 burger patties or a pizza. The interior height is about 6 inches without any racks in, and it shrinks to just about 3 to 4 inches depending on the rack placement, meaning it's okay for cooking flatter items like pizza, fish, or chicken pieces, but it's completely unsuitable for any kind of larger meats or baking dishes. It's also not made to hold multiple racks to cook different meals at once. It has a maximum temperature of 450 Fahrenheit, and it can cook for up to an hour straight before it will shut off automatically. Let's get to the cooking. I tried a variety of foods inside this oven over about a 3-week period. I decided to start by baking a tray of chocolate chip cookies because I was both excited and hungry for something sweet. I laid the cookies out on a baking sheet and slid it inside, and when my timer went off, the cookies were scorched and crispy. Hopefully this can be a lesson for you. The first time you try to use a new oven like this, it's probably best to not cook something you're really looking forward to eating, because you should get accustomed to the temperature adjustments first and making any changes to recipes that you might need to because of the smaller size of this oven. While I was pretty choked that my snack was practically incinerated, I will chalk that up to my own learning experience. I was a little more practical with my second food choice. I decided to make a tray of French fries on just a regular baking pan. I did opt to both lower the temperature and lower the cook time just a bit, and these turned out much better. They were cooked in less than 10 minutes, and so far this oven is definitely cooking hotter and faster than my regular full-size oven. Next up was a piece of chicken. As I noted earlier, this oven would be ideal for cooking smaller pieces of meat for 1 to 4 people, but there's no possible way of getting a full bird in here if you might be inclined. Again, owing to the smaller size of this oven, I assumed it would cook both hotter and faster, and it did. My chicken was thoroughly cooked in about 30 minutes and nicely browned to boot. Feeling a little more confident with the oven now, I decided to move on to baking some fresh salmon. Here, the Cuisinart air fryer oven shines. My salmon was cooked quickly and evenly, and it was a fast and quick heating way to cook dinner, no waiting for the big oven to heat up. That brings me to another benefit of this oven, and that's that there's no real preheating needed. Because this oven is so small and quick, I found there's just no need to set it in advance. Just put your food in and turn it on, set the timer, and you're ready to go. I also tried using the special double-sided grill pan, which seems to me has a non-stick coating on both sides. I used it for roasting vegetables and got a really good result. It also shined for grilling burgers, giving them each lovely sear marks. The grill plate is angled so that if any fats or juices drip away, they will drain into the drip tray underneath, which is handy. To test the air frying, I inserted the basket and added some homemade spring rolls cooked from frozen. They cooked in about 20 minutes and browned a lot. The air frying grill basket does allow air to circulate and it cooks pretty thoroughly. I also got good results by air frying tater tots. Now I will say it's helpful to watch the food you put in here because with the small size and imprecise timing dial, it is very easy to go from nicely browned to over browned in just a few minutes. A nice feature, the racks have a stop inside that prevents you from pulling them out too far. Depending on which rack you use, it might be a bit of a struggle to get it pulled out as far as you need it, but it was quite handy as a protective measure. One of the last few tests I tried was making toast. This oven is ideal for toasting for a crowd since you can do multiple slices at once. I found it did a really good job at toast, and because you can dial in the level of darkness you prefer each time, it's easy to get your bread the way you want it. Also of note, the air fryer oven doesn't give off a lot of heat, and even the top surface, which on plenty of models can become scorching hot, here is just warm. In terms of noise, there's a fan that runs during most of the cooking processes, but it is quiet and not at all disturbing. Cleaning an air fryer is usually the most demanding chore that no one wants to take on. The inside of this oven features what Cuisinart refers to as an easy clean surface. Now, it's not a non-stick surface on the inside, so I don't know if I'd agree with easy. And racks are always a challenge to clean, but I was able to get these pretty clean again with minimal effort. And even after using the grill to make those turkey burgers, I was able to give this a light scrub, and it came clean really easily. Overall, while I like this oven and I think it's useful and versatile, whether it's going to be a winner for your home depends largely on what you want to use it for and how much space you have. Let's go over both the pros and the cons so you can see if it might be right for you. On the pro side, I like the looks and design of this, and with multiple settings and a handful of racks, the oven is certainly versatile. After an initial break-in period for me, I found I was able to better judge if temperature and cook time needed to be altered due to the smaller size of this oven compared to my full size, and yes, it does take some getting used to. So what are the potential downsides? The overall footprint of this oven is quite large. In my home, it takes up easily half of one of our counters, and I think it would be unsuitable for smaller kitchens. Also, because of its big size and heavy weight, moving it in and out of storage wouldn't be a good chore. I also did find that the oven could be prone to overcooking, mainly because of the intense heat inside the small area and the rather imprecise timing dials. And for some users, this oven is going to be too small to feed larger families, or if you're prone to using your air fryer for something like a whole chicken. In this case, you could probably get a whole chicken inside here, but you would have to cut it into pieces first. The Cuisinart air fryer oven with grill sells for about $229 US or $329 Canadian, and you can get it from any number of appliance retailers, including Amazon. And I'm becoming quite a Cuisinart fan. Check out the coffee machine I have owned for many years from the brand and see why I love it, or see what the brand's portable cordless appliance lineup is like right now.